Hi, Eddie Murray, former Detroit Lion. Make sure you watch Mike on Mike on YouTube.
What's going on YouTube? This is your boy Mr. Micro Mike, and today we're going to talk about grades of the Detroit Lions versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Before I get into that video, if you have not subscribed, please do so. Hit the bell for all my notifications and leave me a comment and tell me what you think the grades are for the Lions. Also, tonight, Above the Rim is back, the DSA Pistons talk as well as the NBA talk. That will be on Detroit's True's channel tonight. 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Super excited that it's back. Don't miss. It's going to be a great show. Also, TA got to 2,000 subscribers. Congratulations to you, TA, man. Awesome job. DSA is growing, and we are very proud of you reaching that mark. Also, I want to thank everybody for wishing me better because I am not feeling good. I'm very much sick right now, and I'm just trying to get through these videos and give you content that you enjoy. Unfortunately, I'm not going crazy today when it comes to graphics and styles. It's going to be a little plain Jane one because I don't feel that great, man. But let's go ahead and get to the video. Let's start with the quarterback position, Mr. Matthew Stafford. I debated on this one. I decided to give Matthew Stafford an A-. I felt like he did a really great job. He was threading the needle. Man, that throw to Kenny Galladay in between the two defenders for a touchdown was amazing. He was throwing darts, man. He was throwing darts like he was back in 2011. Great throws. And dealing with the injury that he has with this hip and back, just a phenomenal play. Gutsy move when he decided to run and hit that defender and knock him down. And put his body and all on the line for the team. The one knock was that fumble that he did near the end zone. You got to be aware where you're at. But when it comes to Matthew Stafford, phenomenal job, Matthew. You guys deserve a break. You need it with all the injuries that we had. But great job. I give you an A-. Let's jump to the running back position, Mr. Kerryon Johnson. Now, Kerryon Johnson had 26 for 125. I give him a B+. He did a great job, finally broke that 100 mark. We were gashing the team. We were doing a great job on the ground. Kerryon Johnson was beast moding, man. He felt like you couldn't stop him at some point of the game, man. He was really tearing it up. The offensive line opened up holes for him. The negative, obviously, was the fumble at the goal line, and I know 313 JMO said he was at the game and he's seen that the knee was down. Unfortunately, when it comes to my eyes, I did not see that. They did not show us that on TV. All I can see is him extending, and again, just like Matthew Stafford, you got to know where you're at and really protect the ball in the end zone. But other than that, man, he did a really good job. I think he'll grow from it. If he wouldn't have turned that ball over, it definitely could be a different game. It was weird how the ball was fumbled and it came back for a touchdown. But, you know, good job, Kerryon Johnson. Just things you got to work on. McKissick as well, man. I love what they're doing with this guy. He's like a somewhat of a lesser Theo Riddick, except for they only utilize him in the screen game. He's very shifty and fast. He's a little smaller, but he's a good complementary piece to the running game. Ty Johnson didn't get a whole lot of looks here. I'm not sure what's going on, but when it comes to the run game, I give it a B+. There's things we can do better, but hey, you're on the right track. Let's go to the offensive line. I'm going to give this one a B-. When it comes to pass protecting, I felt like they did a less of a job. I understand that, you know, when it comes to TJ Hawkinson, he got injured and the blocking ability kind of left a little bit, but the Kansas City Chiefs was doing a couple blitzes. They got a lot of sacks of Matthew Stafford and some pressures. Crazy enough, though, they definitely did much better when it comes to opening the hole and opening up the lanes for Kerryon Johnson. It was a tale of a couple games because the last couple of games they couldn't open up the hole, but they're doing great with pass. This time they're opening up the hole, but they're kind of making a couple mistakes on the pass protection. But I did love how they benched, I think it was Joe Dahl for Wiggins. I like what they're doing this year when it comes to benching players. They're not holding out and just waiting for the absolute, last moment. If they feel that they need to make a change, they are not. They're not holding back, and they're making the change. They did to Jamal Agnew. That turned out really well, as he played much better ever since he got benched. This is what they're doing, man. And hopefully, I think it was Joe Dahl. Hopefully he can come back and play better. But I do like how the coaching style is negating these issues. So B- for the offensive line. When it comes to tight end positions, man, I'm gonna give this a B+. I didn't go A- because, man, TJ Hawk is doing well. He caught the touchdown. He made a drop, though, as well. And obviously the concussion jumping over the player. You got to be taking account that, yes, it's good to make a highlight video, and I do appreciate the man putting his body on the line, but that can all be a net result of getting a concussion and ultimately hurting your team, and that's what did. But hopefully the young man gets better and he learns from that mistake. He learned it the hard way. Unfortunately, he's got a concussion, but he can go ahead and rest up for this bye week. We'll talk about I think it was Thomas. Logan Thomas is who took over, man, and I loved how he was running through the defender. He wasn't doing that jumping style. He caught the balls that went to him, and he's a great piece, man. We have really good depth on this team, and depth at the tight end position. Didn't see a whole lot from Jesse James, but this is why we got Bob Quinn in here, and it comes to depth. And when I talk about the Lions defense, you'll definitely get in depth of the depth. So B+ for the tight end position. Let's go ahead and jump to the wide receivers here. I felt like the wide receivers did a very good job. Kenny Galladay was on a different level. He was catching everything, even the touchdown that was negated. It was very close. It was that Calvin Johnson rule. I felt like it was a touchdown. They reversed it. But Kenny Galladay with that dime in the middle and just toe tapping ability is phenomenal. He catches everything that comes his way. When it comes to Marvin Jones, he made a couple of great catches, and the wide receivers are really showing out and being gritty, man. They're definitely being gritty and going after it. So a great job there. Also, there was another wide receiver that made a phenomenal catch. It was another junior. It wasn't Marvin Jones. I forgot the name. I truly apologize. Not feeling the greatest, folks. Can't really think all that well. But he made a phenomenal catch. And, it definitely helps out when you have a quarterback that's on target. And Matthew Stafford was. He was throwing in dimes, but the wide receivers was doing their part. So I'm going to give them an A. So good job, wide receivers. Let's go ahead and jump to the defensive line. Phenomenal job, defensive line. I felt they were getting more pressure than they usually do. I felt like they did well stopping the run. We got 2 big plays by Shady McCoy. But other than that, they're doing a phenomenal job in getting after the quarterback. I'm going to give them an A. I feel like they deserve this A, specifically because Mike Daniels was out. A'Shawn Robinson's playing on a different level. Right now, he's looking to be the best defensive tackle in this team. They've got pressure. Good job by Flowers as well. Snacks Harrison made a couple of decent plays. They finally are starting to get after the quarterback. And so I feel like, with Daniels out and a lot of pressure against such a great offensive team as Kansas City, they did a phenomenal job, not just getting pressure, but also containment. Obviously, that 4th and 8 where Mahomes got the first down, a couple of times he did that. But other than that, they did a phenomenal job containing one of the best weapons, if not the best weapon in the NFL, and Patrick Mahomes. Good job, defensive line. Jump to the linebackers. Great job again. Tavai made some good tackles. Man, Jared Davis is flying. He's hitting hard. The linebackers are the surprise group of this defense. They did a great job. I seen they're doubling when it comes to Travis Kelce. Man, these weapons that the Kansas City Chiefs have is no joke. They got weapons all over the place. They did a great job in containment. Again, with that 4th and 8 play and a couple of Patrick Mahomes runs, it did get away from them, but this is one of the best weapons, again, if the not best weapon in the NFL. You're going to expect that from an elite offense such as Kansas City, an elite team as Kansas City. But great job, linebackers. And so did I give a grade of an A? I'd give a grade of an A for how they played. Let's jump to the secondary. A plus, bar none. This was the greatest group in my opinion. Considering the fact, folks, that Mike Ford went down for a period of time, Diggs went down with a hamstring, Darius Slade did not play, and the game plan was phenomenal. They did a phenomenal job. Patrick Mahomes didn't score a touchdown. That's something that we haven't seen yet through him. He's such an elite talent. And they did just an absolute phenomenal job by shutting down those wide receivers. When Coleman knocked that ball out of the hands, I think it was Sammy Watkins, just a phenomenal job pounding the ball out. They're literally, every chance they get when it comes to the corners and the safeties, they're literally attacking the football. This is definitely something that the coaching has taught and is sticking with them. Great job. Absolutely stunning job. Rashawn Melvin, you are just a fantastic cornerback. Mike Ford, when he was in and when he played, great job staying with the wide receivers, turning your heads around. You are a well-coached team. Phenomenal job by Coleman. Just, he's playing on a different level right now. He is doing absolutely what we brought him here for, and the secondary is just, they're playing out of their mind. And you took one of the greatest weapons in the NFL and you made him have his worst game. I cannot give you nothing but an A+. Absolutely stunning job with the backups, and I would like to do a grade as well as the special teams. I'm going to give them an A. There's nothing that they did wrong. I wouldn't say A+ because there's no spectacular play, but they did well, man. They made the field goals we need to with Prater. Punting did well. There was no blunders. And flags, again, were down. Great job. You're noticing this team's getting better, so good job, Matt Prater, Martin, Agnew. Let's jump to the coaches. I'll start with the offensive coordinator. Fantastic job. Majority of your plays were just outright stunning. I mean, you're getting the wide receivers open. You're making the defense not understand exactly what's taking place. Great chest work by Darrell Bevell. He's definitely a huge upgrade. I'm going to give the coaches here an A as well. You know what? Let me jump to an A+ again. I think you're going against in my team, the second best team or the best team in the NFL, and you gave them a run for their money. Fantastic job. A+ by the schematics that Patricia did with this defense as well as Pasqualoni. I mean, literally gave a game plan on how the rest of the league can go ahead and play against the Kansas City Chiefs. They did exactly what was required to be done. Containment, played man. Again, they let off a couple plays when it comes to Patrick Mahomes, but that's simply going to happen. Phenomenal job. Everything was great. Maybe throwing the challenge flag in the first half, that was a question mark, but I'm okay with the first half on these things. But when it comes to second half, I want to see those 3 timeouts in the end. And they had a shot. He took the timeouts at the end of a game when the Chiefs had the ball and they're trying to run the clock. I felt like he took them appropriately, and he did everything he could possibly to win this game. Just a couple of funky plays, end up losing. Phenomenal job. I'm going to do a grade now of Bob Quinn because I think this is essential. A+ again with the depth on this team, folks. The depth on this team. We didn't have Darius Slade, Diggs for majority of the game. Again, Mike Daniels, T.J. Hawkinson. The depth showed up, and that is the net result of putting pieces around your starters just in case your starter goes down, that the drop in play is not that significant, and that's what we've seen today, folks. We've seen those pieces that Bob Quinn picked up to put around our starters and studs really showed out, and that just shows you what drafting can do. That shows you what picking up individual free agents can do, and absolute great job, Bob Quinn. I'm very proud of what you have done with this roster. I am very proud of this team. All in all, we lost the game, but man, this is probably the happiest you'll see me with a loss. I just felt they played the best they've played so far. And if you go through from game 1 to now, every week the Lions are getting better and better and better, and that's what you want to see, to where at the end of the year they're starting to really roll on all cylinders. And no doubt in my mind right now that the Lions are in the running to win the NFC North. I think they're the most complete team right now in the NFC North. Their special teams has now played 2 good games. Their offense is starting to click now. You've seen that here. The defense is playing on a different level. We're a different type of defense. We are not like the Chicago Bears, who was a scary, they got a scary defense specifically up front. But we are a gritty defense. You're not going to be able to pass on us. I think we have the best secondary in the NFL, bar none. And you're going to see it continually to get better. And phenomenal job, Detroit Lions. I want to give a huge shout out as well to Kansas City. Congratulations on that W. Well deserved. It was 2 good teams going at it, and you guys, you got the W. So congratulations to your team. I don't wish no ill upon your team. I like Patrick Mahomes. I think Andy Reid's a good coach, an underrated coach, and hopefully you guys beat the rest of the NFC North. I think you will for sure. With that said, folks, tell me what you think I did right, what you think I did wrong, what's your grades, and again, I appreciate you guys being relaxed with me being sick. I apologize I could not stream that video. Hopefully I start to feel better, and it'd be good to go for the rest of the time. Adios.